Coming up on 5 Minute News. Trump claims free speech rules apply in election case. Judge tosses Trump's defamation suit against rape victim. And flights cancelled and power out as major storm approaches DC area. It's Tuesday, August 8. I'm Anthony Davis. Donald Trump's lawyers told a federal judge yesterday that strictly limiting the public release of evidence ahead of his 2020 election trial would violate his free speech rights after prosecutors warned the former US president could use that information to intimidate witnesses. Federal prosecutors had sought a protective order against the former US president, saying that Trump could improperly disclose confidential evidence received from prosecutors without the order. In a 29-page filing to the U.S. District Court in Washington, Trump's attorneys on Monday did not directly address the assertion of potential witness intimidation. They said they recognized some documents should be shielded from the public, such as materials from a grand jury investigation that led to last week's indictment, accusing Trump of orchestrating a plot to overturn his 2020 election loss. However, the need to protect that information does not require a blanket gag order over all documents produced by the government, they wrote in the court papers filed yesterday. Meanwhile, Special Prosecutor Jack Smith wasted no time responding to Trump's filing, stating bluntly that Trump wants to try the case in the media rather than in court. Smith said the defendant's proposed order would lead to the public dissemination of discovery material. Indeed, that is the defendant's stated goal. The defendant seeks to use the discovery material to litigate this case in the media. At his arraignment last Thursday, Trump swore not to intimidate witnesses or communicate with them about the case without legal counsel present. Prosecutors on Friday, in their request for a protective order from U.S. District Judge Tanya Chutkan, pointed to a post from Trump on his Truth Social site that said, "If you go after me, I'm coming after you." A federal judge has tossed out Donald Trump's countersuit against the writer E. Jean Carroll, who won a sex abuse lawsuit against him, ruling on Monday that Trump can't claim she defamed him by continuing to say she was not only sexually abused, but raped. The ruling shuts down, at least for now, Trump's effort to turn the legal tables on E. Jean Carroll, who won a $5 million judgment against him in May and is pursuing her own defamation suit against him. Trump attorney Alina Habba said his lawyers would appeal the flawed decision to dismiss his counterclaim. Carroll's lawyer, Robbie Kaplan, said she was pleased with the ruling and looking ahead to a trial scheduled in January in her defamation suit, which concerns a series of remarks that Trump has made in denying her sexual assault allegation. Carroll accused Trump of trapping her in a luxury department store dressing room in 1996, forcibly kissing her and raping her as she tried to fight him off. Trump then sued Carroll, saying her statements were defamatory. He sought a retraction and money. These false statements were clearly contrary to the jury verdict, the attorneys argued in court papers, saying the panel had found that rape clearly was not committed. Carroll's lawyers said that her post-verdict statements were substantially true, and the judge agreed. Thousands of U.S. flights were cancelled or delayed on Monday as forecasts warned of destructively strong storms, including tornadoes, hail and lightning, and residents were warned to stay indoors and prepare for the worst. Rain began falling in the Washington area shortly after 5 p.m. and the skies gradually turned an ominous dark grey, a precursor to the severe weather and mass power outages that were predicted. The National Weather Service issued a tornado watch for the greater D.C. area, as well as a flood warning extending through this morning. A Special Weather Service statement warned there is a significant threat for damaging and locally destructive hurricane-force winds, along with the potential for large hail and tornadoes, even strong tornadoes. The storm spread was massive, with tornado watches and warnings posted across 10 states, from Tennessee to New York. The National Weather Service said the area of greatest concern centered in the Washington-Baltimore region. By late Monday, about 1,500 U.S. flights had been cancelled and more than 7,000 delayed. More than a quarter of the cancellations were at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, which was digging out from disruptions caused by Sunday's storms. The Federal Aviation Administration said it was rerouting planes around storms heading to the East Coast and warned it would likely start pausing flights in and out of the New York City area, Philadelphia, Washington, Charlotte, and Atlanta. The White House pushed up by 90 minutes President Joe Biden's departure on a 4-day trip that's taking him to Arizona, New Mexico, and Utah. By early Monday evening, more than 580,000 customers were without power across Georgia, North Carolina, Maryland, Tennessee, and Virginia, all states along the storm system's path. The Knoxville Utilities Board tweeted that the damage across its service area in Tennessee was widespread and extensive and will likely take several days to repair. 5 Minute News is an Evergreen podcast covering politics, inequality, health and climate, delivering independent, unbiased and essential world news daily.